I know y'all are tired of seeing these videos where just me, I'm just talking to you. I promise you it's gonna come to an end. I just don't have no race cars in the shop right now, but I've been working extremely hard and y'all have been killing it. Y'all been liking the videos, y'all been dropping comments, and I just wanna go ahead and let y'all know that y'all are absolutely killing it on the merchandise. I have been up a lot of late nights shipping merch out, and I just wanna sit here right now. Actually, I'm standing. I want to stand here right now and just tell y'all from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for growing this deal. I would have never thought Swan Gang, when I started this channel and when I started Swan Gang out of my bedroom, I would have never thought it would grow this big, and it's only going to get bigger, but I can't do it without y'all. So please keep liking, keep sharing, and if you haven't done it already, subscribe to the channel. It's on the road for 100,000 subscribers. That's what we're going to try to hit this year. That's the game plan, and I'm going to keep on trying to perform and do well to be able to keep pushing forward and be able to bring y'all all the content. Hopefully win the championship this year. That's the ultimate goal, season 6 championship, and just have fun, travel the world, get to meet all the fans. Hopefully I get to meet y'all. If y'all are coming out to a race, come on by. Maybe you can get in the vlog as well. But today's video is going to be a good one. It's going to be a lot of explaining. I've been seeing it a lot, and I actually think it's going to be a pretty dope video. Basically, a lot of people have been asking who is going to be on the crew for season 6 of Street Outlaw No Prep Kings. So I'm literally going to sit down. I'm going to explain to y'all who's going to be on the crew this year, basically what their job is, and explain the whole operation moving forward for 2023 season 6 Street Outlaw No Prep Kings. All right, so we're gonna have some new people coming on board this year. We are going to be seeing a little bit less of some that were on board last year, and we're gonna go ahead and jump into that right now. Basically, we're gonna be explaining who's gonna be a part of Swan Gang and Justin Swanstrom Racing for 2023. I do have a little cheat sheet right here because I did want to make sure that I not one mentioned everybody, because I already know who's going to be on there, but what I am basically going to be putting their job as and what the game plan is rolling into the first race of the season and moving on throughout season 6. So y'all all know Big Country. My dad, he is my crew chief, my tuner. He is my my backbone, I guess you want to say. He has been with me since the beginning, and I really I wouldn't even be half the person I am without him. But I also probably wouldn't be this far into racing without his knowledge and him tuning. And I know he doesn't give himself a lot of credit, as in like going up against other professional tuners and all that. But I in my mind, I say my dad is a professional tuner, even though he's still a weekend warrior and an old ditch digger. He can run with practically any of them out there, and we have shown that time and time again. And hopefully this year we get a little bit better. Me and him have had some long talks going into the season to testing MPK. One thing that he said this year, he wants to tune the car, and he said he wants me to drive it. And I've gotten better with that. In the past, I try to try to throw insights, and I try to switch things up on them and like, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. Don't do this. And then, sometimes we hit a home run. Sometimes we take a loss. So we talked about it a lot. And he said that he goes, one thing that we're going to have to try to work on this year is being consistent and going rounds, and also him tuning, everybody leave him alone, and me just drive the car. And I'm okay with that because I got a lot on my plate. And with everything going on, I have full trust, 100% faith in him. And with Big Country, we're gonna do some big things. We also just launched back up his cooking channel. So if y'all want to go in the description down below, you can click on his channel, go subscribe to his channel, because we are posting videos weekly of Big Country, what he's got going on, and also his famous cooking. Next on the list, we have Big Daddy Brian. A lot of y'all have been asking, where's Big Daddy Brian at? Brian works for my dad's company. He has been with my dad for 17 years now. Brian was there when I made my first pass in a car over at Sunshine Dragway in St. Pete, Florida. First pass ever. I was 14 years old. So Brian's been there since the beginning. But Big Daddy Brian will always be with me. He will be coming back on board this year. And basically what his job description is my right-hand man. He's been with me the longest. I let him pretty much have reins and, you know, tell the guys, hey, this is what we got to do. This is what you need to do. Organizing. There is nobody that organizes better than Brian. Brian keeps the whole trailer organized. He lets me know if I'm running low on parts, materials, anything, and then I'm able to order it up and get it back in there. Every now and then I do miss the ball, and I got too much stuff going on, and I do drop the ball and forget some things, but he makes sure he reminds me, and that's a good thing about it. Brian also is very, very clean person. Y'all seen my cars. You've seen the operation. You've seen whenever I mess things up. If I had it my way, looks don't win a race. I would go out there and dirty dick it and try to make as many rounds as I can. Brian is what keeps the operation clean. Brian goes through and he puts the elbow grease on prenup in all the cars that I've had, and he makes sure they're all clean, ready to go. He also handles the center of the car. What I mean by the center of the car is after we get done making a pass, when we get back, the first two things that we try to do whenever we get back is put a battery charger on it and try to cool down the transmission. They are so hot. The transmission probably gets about 180 to 200 degrees after I make a pass. So when we get back, we put a battery charger on it and we put the transmission cooler on it. That is Brian's job. It may be him and one other person that go ahead and just rip the doors off the car, get them off the car, get all the heat out of the inside of the cockpit. But Brian is the one that hooks up the charger and hooks up the transmission cooler, gets that started. Once he does that, then he checks my CO2. That's also in the center of the car. There's no point in having a bunch of hands in there or anything going on. Everybody will have a job assigned to them, and that's what they're going to have to do. Now, yes, there will be times that I will overlook everybody. There is times that I will ask questions, but at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that the operation's running smoothly. And other people are allowed to look over other people's shoulders. That's how we're going to be better. That's how we're going to do good things this year. So Brian does handle the center part of the car. He also is the one that will make sure that we need any kind of parts, tools, anything out of the trailer. If we're out there working on the car, we're tearing the heads off, we're tearing the rear gear out. If we need anything, y'all hear us yelling. I'm sure there's been plenty of people that's heard us in the pit. Yo, B! Well, we are yelling at Brian. We either need a 7/16 wrench, 5/8 socket. We need a rear gear. We need a piston, a rod. Brian knows where everything's at in the trailer. There's sometimes that I get a little lost in the trailer and I have to call him up and be like, hey, B, where'd you put this? And he knows exactly where it's at. So Brian makes sure that everything runs smoothly. And I'm happy to have him around and keep moving forward with my program, and he'll always be with me. And hopefully this thing keeps growing, gets bigger and better, and we keep on doing good things. Moving on forward, Tony. Tony will be coming on board this year again as well. Tony has been with me for the last 3 years, and now he is basically a paid employee. So that he has worked himself up. I have gotten to a point where I'm able to pay everybody. What's one thing I want to talk about? All the help that I've had throughout the years, love them, glad to have every one of them, and the people that are still with me, most of them have been volunteer work. I've made it very clear to people, the operation that I run and the racing I do is very, very expensive. And it's hard to, pay for other things as well. I do make sure that I take care of everybody's food, everybody's, sleeping arrangements, everybody's airplane tickets. But for the most part, we weren't able to actually pay someone. Well, that's changing this year. The guys will earn something this year, and I've been able to build this thing and grow it, and I'm able to do that, and I'm happy to do that as well. So Tony is our cook. Tony makes sure that we have plenty of food cooked up. We use, Dad's smoker. And every now and then my dad gets out there and he gets the cooking going on. But for the most part, he's either, you know, messing with the car in there, messing with the tune-up. So Tony is an excellent cook, from the ribs to the steak to the fish. I have yet to meet anybody that could cook better fish than Tony. Tony also runs the front side of the car. Brian runs the center. Tony is up to the front. What I mean by the front is once we get it back, once Tony gets the jacks up underneath the car, they get the car lifted up. Brian's already got the doors off. He's already got the transmission cooling down, the battery charger in. Tony then moves up to the front side of the car. He starts taking the valve covers off, starts taking the spark plugs out. So Dad can look at the spark plugs and make sure everything's good with the tune-up. Once he gets the valve covers off, we will then turn the motor backwards. We will check all our rockers, make sure everything's good. Once we're done with that, we will then set fans on top of the motor to be able to try to help it cool down. These things being solid blocks, there's no water in them, so you don't get to push water through them. We do not run a radiator. Everything is run off alcohol, and they do get hot. An engine gets around, mine gets around 160, 170 degrees if it gets really hot, but roughly around 160. So we will put fans on each side to be able to get that thing cooled down as quick as we can. Or there's sometimes we'll slap the valve covers back on and you'll come by the pits and you'll see us actually hook a vacuum cleaner up to the valve cover and suck the heat out of the motor. So it just depends on what time frame we have moving forward going into the next round. But I'm glad to have Tony back on board. He's done phenomenal. He's learned a lot, especially you know, working with these style of cars and moving forward. And at the end of the day, you know, everybody loves to eat, and we eat good. We may not always race good, but Tony makes sure that we eat good every weekend when we're at the racetrack. All right, so this is a new one. I always dreamed of doing this, and from when I started Swan Gang and Swan Productions and Justin Swanstrom Racing, I wanted to bring this kid on board. I never could. One, I couldn't afford it. Two, I didn't really know how to go about it because, you know, he is one of my best friends, and a friendship deal, I didn't want to ever ruin a friendship. But we talked about it, and I told him, I said, you know what? I have an opportunity. He is probably the most loyal person that I know, and he is extremely loyal to me. And I will take loyalty over anything. I can train anybody to be able to do what I do and move forward and help with the program. But loyalty is huge with me. And a lot of people have been asking, and it's finally coming true. And that is Slinky. Slinky will be a full-time employee for me. I told him, I said, it's gonna be hard work. It ain't gonna be no just sitting around. And I told him, I said, listen, I'm gonna ride your ass. And I do, because even though we are best friends, I expect a lot, especially in the race program. So I am going to teach him. He knows very little. He can wrap up extension cord, he can listen, but that's about it right now. But I plan on teaching him to be able to come in and be my number one. With being my number one, that basically means he will be able to do everything that I do minus the driving. It's going to take a while to get to that point, but I am willing to put in the work, move forward with it, and I think he's ready for it too. So if y'all haven't done it already, drop a comment down below. Go ahead and welcome in Slinky. He will be a part of us this year. He will be with me full time, rolling forward for this season, and I can't wait to see what he does. And I'm happy to be able to bring him on board, get him paid, and bring one of my best friends on the ride with us. So thanks, and I can't wait to see how Slinky does. Next on the list, yeah, and we have quite a bit of people. We're gonna have a lot of help this year, but we'll talk about that towards the end of why I plan on having people set where they need to be. Uncle Mike, y'all have seen Uncle Mike on the channel. He went to Australia with me. I love that dude, and we vibe back and forth. But Mike has a full-time job. He has a good job, and he gets paid very, very good money. So We have worked it out to where Mike will be coming to the races. I will be handling his plane tickets and all that to be able to get him out there. He wants to be a part of it. I want him to be a part of it. And Mike does know a lot. Mike will be able to help the guys out, changing rear gears, transmissions, motors, packing the parachutes. He can do practically anything and everything. So Mike will be on board with us this year as well. So if y'all come out to an NPK event, you will see him out there. Hopefully we can bring his Chevy 2 out to a few events, let him run some small tire classes. They have a small tire no prep they run at everything that we got going on here, and maybe we could venture off to doing some other small tire stuff, you know, back of the track, dig or die, all that kind of stuff. It's a whole nother horizon that we can hit into later on into the season. So I'm happy to be able to have him on board as well. And I can't wait to see, one, how he does and how we can progress and move forward with each other. All right, this is going to be a big one. Merchandise. So Mama Country and Miss Kim will be handling the merchandise at the racetrack this year. Y'all did see Cheyenne last year out there. Cheyenne had an opportunity to be able to, you know, better her career where she was at and move forward. And that's one thing that my dad has taught me, is if someone could better themselves, you don't hold them back. And we talked about it. We're still friends. We still talk. I'm sure she'll hop into a race here and there. But she was actually moving out of the state of Florida, and she had an opportunity to better her career. So she had to keep going forward. That doesn't mean that we stopped selling merch and we stopped racing. So it did set me back a little bit, but we have gotten everything situated. Now that we got the merch room and everything set up, shipping set up, and now y'all can even place your orders even more. I got such a system down packed now that I am knocking out orders left and right, but I couldn't thank y'all enough, and I wouldn't be able to do this without y'all. But Mama Country, Miss Kim, they will be handling the merchandise. I will also be out there with them. We tend to do a lot better, and plus I love meeting the fans. So I will try to stand out there as long as I can this year at every single NPK event to be able to meet each and every one of y'all, sign y'all stuff, and try to sell some merch. So I'm happy to have Mama Country, Miss Kim. They help tremendously when it comes to, you know, just trying to stay organized in the merch room, trying to keep everybody at level heads. They let us know when we suck. They let us know when we do good. So I think they're going to work good together, and they'll be able to help me out and take a load off of me with handling merch out there in the hot sun all day long. So whenever y'all come to an NPK event, make sure y'all head over there. Make sure you pick up some merchandise, and make sure you say hi to my mom, Mama Country, and Miss Kim. We're going to have some alternates this year. I've had them in the past. Y'all remember Eric and also Joe. I'm sure we haven't confirmed nothing, but it happens every year. I'm sure they'll chime in here and there at a race or two. And them two are both extremely good help. They are very fundamental. They have a lot of knowledge. They can do a lot of stuff. And they help out tremendously when they are there. Eric, I think, was able to hit 2 races last year, and he helped out. So was Joe. I think Joe hit 3 races for us last year. So there will be chiming in and out, but for the most part, the 5 main ones that we have will be Big Country, Big Daddy Brian. We'll have Tony, Slinky, Uncle Mike. Those will be the 5 main ones, with a couple alternates that will chime in from time to time. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna have Justin Swanstrom. That is me. I am the head honcho. I am the one that will look over the whole operation. Like I said, my game plan was going into this year was to be able to set up a team that can work on the car. If we have catastrophic failure or if they need any help, they can always ask me. But my goal was to put a team together to work on the car while I stand out there in the blistering sun and try to sling merch and try to meet each and every one of y'all. I am big on that, and one thing that I try to do is, 1, I try to make every single event. 2, I try to make it entertaining for everyone, because at the end of the day, I do know that y'all save up y'all's hard-earned time and money to be able to come out, not only to see me, but to see the other drivers. So I try to make the experience the best one for each fan when they come by. And if that's, you know, put a smile on the face, or putting a kid inside the car, or giving something away, I try to do bigger and better things every year. And this thing has grown so rapidly that I have to put a team around me. And I think I officially now have a support system from the fan base, from family to my team, that make me look good. So it does make my job easier moving forward. And we'll see where this thing goes. I don't know where it's going to go. My goal is this year is to hit 100,000 subscribers, but I couldn't do it without y'all. So y'all got to keep sharing, keep liking the videos, and keep dropping comments. The algorithm is what keeps this thing rolling. So as long as we keep interacting, keep having fun, and keep putting out badass content, we are going to get there. And when we get there, we will have a big, big party then. I can't wait to see what this year has in store for us. Also, another person that I did hire, I had talked about it in videos, is I hired a camera guy, Skyler. He is out of North Carolina. He did hurt his leg. Well, first of all, let's back up a little bit. He didn't have a passport, so he couldn't go to Australia, because I would have took him to Australia with us. So it was a little struggling over there trying to get video. And it's been a little struggling here trying to get video, because at the end of the day, I am trying to work on the cars. I'm trying to set everything up. I'm trying to drive the cars. I'm trying to set the cameras up. I'm trying to get all the footage. I'm trying to edit the videos and trying to upload. And it's just gotten big. So bringing on Skyler was awesome, but he didn't have a passport, so he couldn't go to Australia. Well, then he got hurt, messed up his leg, had to have surgery. Right now he is in a boot. He's starting. I just talked to him the other day. He's starting to walk a little bit. I'm sorry, he's starting to walk a little bit. They are putting him in a boot in the beginning of May. And then towards the middle of May, third week in May, he is going to be getting relocated. I am relocating him down to Florida so he can be with us full time. That's right. We are going to be having so much content then. And I even sent him a text. I said, man, we got to hurry up and get you healthy. You got to get down here. We are missing out on so much content. And it's just because we're all so busy. But he's going to be able to shoot Big Country, Big Daddy Brian, Slinky, me, everybody. And he came out of a school, he loves editing, so he will be standing in front of the computer and just put some edits together to be able to get out to y'all. So that is one thing that I am bringing on full-time this year, starting in May, is a full-time camera guy. I love the work that he does, and he's excited to learn. One thing I do like about him is that he actually enjoys racing content. He enjoys vlogging. He enjoys editing videos, and he's eager to learn. So even though I'm going to have Slinky here, whenever we're not shooting content, he's wanting to learn stuff too. He picks up stuff. He helps us unload, loads the trailer. And sometimes you just know that something is a good thing, and you want to make sure that you take care of that. So I did tell him, we worked out a deal. I said, I'm going to relocate you from North Carolina down to Florida, and you're basically going to be working full time with me. You'll be following me and the guys around with a camera, and we're going to be putting out some major content. I do apologize, because I know I've been saying that a lot, but I think it's finally starting to come together as a whole. And I can't wait to see what this year has in store. I think this is going to be my biggest year. I think it's going to be the best year. We are going to, I don't want, knock on wood, I want to hit all the goals that I have and strive for this year. And I think we're going to, with the team that I have around me. They make me look good. They make sure everything stays on track. And we're going to do big things. So, thank you. Thank you to my crew. Thank you to my fan base. Thank you to everyone out there in Swan Gang. And yep, this year is going to be awesome. And I hope with the new format we're able to pull everything off. I hope we can run good. And my goal is this year is to win that championship. Bring that championship home to Florida. Bring that championship home for Swan Gang, Justin Swanstrom Racing. That's about all I got, guys. Like I said, I know y'all are tired of hearing the videos of just me talking, but I am trying to answer a lot of the same questions that get asked in the comment section. I do read all the comments, so even though I can't respond to everyone, I do read every single one of them because I love hearing what people have to say. So y'all please keep dropping comments and let's keep growing this deal. I am going to hop back into getting stuff shipped out. If y'all want to, head over to the website, www.justinswanstrom69.com. Go get your merch. I got my little to-do list, a couple more things to just got to cross off. I am heading to Modern Racing, Mooresville, North Carolina this week to pick up Prenup. We are then taking it down to Fort Lauderdale so we can get the body work and the wrap put on it, and then we will be testing. I'm hoping to be testing the car in 2 to 2.5 weeks. That'll leave us just a little over 2.5 weeks to be able to get ready for Season 6 Street Outlaw No Prep Kings. Thank y'all for watching the video. Make sure, if you haven't done already, subscribe to the channel. If y'all want to subscribe to my dad's channel, you can see it in the description down below. Go over there. We're posting videos out weekly on his videos, his channel as well. Thank you guys. I'll see y'all at the next one.